No, I don't think so. I think congratulations to Arsenal. It was a fantastic performance and a reminder of how it is about a single game. You know, it's not about, accumulation of games against each other. It's not about previous histories. It's not even about recent form. It's about showing up and putting in the performance. And I thought Arsenal did that today. You know, they dominated in the first half, particularly the first and second ball moments. And as we know in football, that's what usually gives you a heads up. Half time, shuffled it about. I thought we were better once Neve come into the game. Unfortunately, she'd been out for 6 weeks, so we haven't had the luxury to start with her. But once we played a little higher up the pitch, we slowly came into the game, created some chances. And as you know, it's not always about, having a million chances. It's about having the right one. And we had one or two perhaps where we could have capitalised on it, but I have no complaints about the result.
Frustrating not to test the keeper more.
Well, when you look at our attacking talent and you look at, the goals that we've scored so far, there'll be some disappointed heads in the dressing room because, when you're working hard as a coach on the touchline to keep moving things around to try and create opportunities for the team, you know that you're doing that because we're struggling to carry out the game plan. And that's what we did. When we reflect on that as a team tomorrow, I will remind the players of what the game plan was and how often it is we did what we wanted them to do. But that's a credit to Arsenal. They put us under a lot of pressure. They pressed us high in our half. And I think, they got their just reward for that.
Are you surprised then with the way that Arsenal play?
I'm not surprised. No, they've probably got, the largest player budget in the country. So to acquire 18 players of their calibre and still have the luxury to put Kelly Smith and leave Jodie Taylor out of a 16, then, that says something about the quality they have at their possession. But as I keep reminding the group, just because we were in possession of the trophy, everybody's hungry to take it. And it's not a given that you're gonna earn that just because we are the top team in the country. You have to fight for that. And I felt at times we didn't quite have as much fight as we needed for the duration. And sometimes that comes from being too comfortable. Sometimes it comes from complacency. Sometimes it comes from just not doing what we expect of the players. But look, I can't sit here 12 months ago, or not even 12 months ago, and enjoy the moments of winning without being gracious in defeat. But equally know that, I am a leader that will put the team in the best possible position, and then they will reflect and learn on what has been a disappointing day for the club.
Do you feel that the players will learn more from today's defeat than maybe if they had won the trophy again?
Well, I think everybody accepts in this room that women's football today isn't what it was 10 years ago. And the days of Arsenal ladies dominating trebles and quadruples, thank goodness, is a day of the past because it wasn't a competitive league. Now, one of a number of teams could be in a position to win games. And I've said before, the likelihood of trophies flipping between 3, 4, maybe 5 clubs as it progresses is high. So disappointed to be able to win the FA Cup for a second season running, in my opinion, would have been as big an achievement as getting the quadruple when I was at Arsenal, because that's how much harder it is to win trophies.
What are the positives that you'll take away from today's game?
Well, there's always positive. There's almost 34,000 people here. The women's game's growing. I'm no longer talking to one journalist after the game. The pain of defeat is going to be felt much more in the morning because I'm visually and orally going to have to experience that. Well, I probably won't. I'll shut the whole world down tomorrow. But, on the positive note, people are talking about it. And as I've always said, I'm here to grow the women's game. Yes, I'm the manager of Chelsea. So for me to look around and see scores of, I don't even want to say little girls anymore, scores of fans, whomever they are, coming in to support the game, then I'm proud of the work that we're doing to make sure that we keep growing our game at the same level.
What will your message be to the players in training this week with regards to the rest of the season?
I think it's important to reflect, breathe for a minute, have a look at it. They're disappointed. I've got a disappointed dressing room, and sometimes when you speak, it's full of too much emotion. So, I'll watch the game back, we'll analyse it, and once I've seen the game and seen the areas that I think we need to improve on, then we'll assess that. But ultimately, we don't have time to sulk. We've got a game on Thursday, thank goodness, and it's time for the players to pick themselves up, get back in. They've got to fight to get in the team on Thursday.
Do you think the fact it's such a big game on Thursday will be better for you to help get over this game because you've got to focus immediately?
As I've said many times this season, every time we play a game, it's everybody else's cup final. So whether it's Man City or it's Liverpool, everybody wants to beat us, understandably. We've been the top team in the country. So is it any different than it is today or last Sunday's game? No. There's still a long way to go in the league. And while everybody thinks it's a two-horse race, if they don't think that Liverpool are going to have a say in that at some point or Arsenal at another point, then I think we're being naive about, how hard it is to win. But we are 3 or 4 games into a league season. There's a long way to go, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of twists and turns.
You talked about complacency. How can you, as the leader, root out that complacency?
Well, I think nobody wants to lose the game. It's not a deliberate action. Everybody, wants to do their best. But you have to manage situations as you see them. So when you're playing against a team that's got an aggressive high press and you're not getting a lot of time on the ball, you have to find different solutions. So I don't think that the players, the players have tried. And I think for them, they will equally, because I know them so well, they will look hard at the game. They'll be disappointed, but that's what was made us champions. We will bounce back from that. I'm pretty certain that I've got a together group that will find solutions, and it's up to my job to bring out the best of them, even after a massive setback today.
Did you feel that the players snatched at their shots because they found that they were under so much pressure? I think it's 5 shots and over the crossbar.
I think, the pressure of coming from behind is something we've had to deal with all year, to be honest with you. It was a calm dressing room at half-time. But anybody that thinks you don't need a degree of luck or something, the rub of a green on your day, another day it will come off of someone's toe and go in the top corner. Those things are equally a part of that. Sometimes panic sets in when they see the clock ticking, but you have to remember that we've won a lot of games very late on with last-ditch goals. We just weren't clinical. As I said, I don't think it's about getting a great number of chances in either box. It's just saying, if we get a one key clutch moment, are we going to take it? And we didn't. And I think that's something that in a week's time could equally turn around, and another one's going in another moment in another game. So it's just one of those things.
What was the thinking behind leaving player Rafferty on the side?
I think for us, we knew they were going to have pace in the wide areas, and we wanted to have a little bit more going forward on the left-hand side. And it was just really a tactical decision to play with a different outlet on that side of the pitch.
Hey guys, Complacency there.